many?
Oh, yeah. So sorry. The time is 7 p.m. Good evening and welcome to the Bridgewater Township Planning Board regular meeting for Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6. On February 7th, 2024, proper notice was sent to the Courier News and the Star Ledger and filed with the clerk at the Township of Bridgewater and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Please be aware of the planning board policy for public hearings. No new applications will be heard after 9:30 p.m., and no new testimony will be taken after 10 p.m. Hearing assistance is available upon request. Accommodation will be made for individuals with a disability pursuant to the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, provided the individual with the disability provides 48 hours advance notice to the Planning Department Secretary before the public meeting. However, if the individual should require special equipment or services, such as a CART transcriber, 7 days advance notice, excluding weekends and holidays, may be necessary. Could everyone rise to salute the flag? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, Ms. Probst. Could I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Bessia?
Here.
Mayor Mensch is absent for the record. Councilman Kirsch will also be absent. Mr. Magora?
Here.
Mr. Wang? Here. Mrs. Cora? Absent. Mr. Banga?
Here.
Ms. Chartowich?
Here.
Mr. Pappas is absent. Mark Peck is present, Miller, and Catherine Sarman will not be attending.
Thank you, Ms. Probst.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Ms.
And Mr. Atkins is absent.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to open the meeting up to any members of the public wishing to address our board on any land use matter, any matter not listed on tonight's agenda. Please feel free to come forward at this evening, at this time.
How are you this evening? I'm here to,
Could you, please just state your name and address for the record?
for safety reasons, do I have to?
I believe it's required. Is that right, Mr. Peck? Or
Identify yourself, but
I'm a resident of Bridgewater, and I'll get to where I'm going in a second. I fear for my life at this point, and my family. So I live on Harding Road. I think everybody should be aware of what's been going on over there. You took this gentleman at 778 Harding Road to court a few months back. About a $15,000 fine was put upon it.
we, just so you know, this is the planning board.
Yeah.
We don't have any enforcement or jurisdiction over the issuance of any summons or anything like that.
Who enforces the zoning and so forth?
That would be the zoning officer at the direction of the township council.
Okay. Okay.
it would probably be more appropriate to appear before the council,
Okay.
and that would be, I believe, on a Thursday. Would it be this Thursday?
Mondays?
Harding Road, I believe you spoke with our office. So it is under the jurisdiction of the zoning office. And if I could suggest that you follow up tomorrow with Tom Genova.
Which I've spoke with. He's a very nice gentleman. I'm just trying to get to the closure of this, maybe, and when it's going to end there, of what's going on, and, I mean, it's very concerning to us and other residents as well. It's not only me that has complained, okay? I guess if this is not where I'm supposed to be, I guess it's not.
Yeah, we're not familiar, I don't believe we've had any application dealing with Harding Road, so there's no familiarity or jurisdiction over that matter, unfortunately.
I'm happy to speak with the gentleman after the meeting.
I'm just trying to get some resolve and some answers.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
clear.
Understood.
Yeah.
That's clear, but
All
yeah,
I want.
unfortunately, we're not in a
And,
position.
you know, it's now, I have other neighbors being followed by him, this person, almost taking him off the roads. It's an ongoing, in her office, I believe we lost our zoning officer, correct?
Yes, but as I said,
Unfortunately.
in my capacity as deputy zoning officer, after the meeting, I'm happy to speak with you about it. It is an active investigation.
Yeah, and that's, I'm just so, okay, so if I'll speak to her. I just want everybody to know at this meeting that this is beyond anything I've ever seen. I'm a real estate broker for over 20 years. I go to every town and know every ordinance there is, okay? That's what I do. I don't know how, and I know they're actively pursuing this. I do. But when does the closure bring for this neighborhood?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, if I may. I'm the Township Administrator. I'm sorry, I got here late. Could you just summarize what the situation is that you're concerned about?
778 Harding Road with a paving company that's trying to continue. He bought the home, purchased it about,
So is he carrying out a certain function that you think is not permitted there?
we know it's not permitted.
Okay, so it's being investigated, and there's nothing, this board has no jurisdiction
that's what
over
I said,
that.
so-
So it's an administrative function. The zoning officer would have to go through likely municipal court. It could take months. Something like this could take months, and I don't have the details of it. Unfortunately, there's a process. This board, they just don't have jurisdiction. It's the zoning officer, and just because there's not a full-time zoning officer, there's a deputy zoning officer. We have attorneys, and these matters are handled through a certain process, but there's no jurisdiction here.
No, I got it. Okay.
Thank you. I'd like to just make one quick announcement that on December 3rd, there will be a meeting. The meeting will take place beginning at 7 p.m. It will not take place at 6:30 p.m. as previously potentially advertised. The meeting on December 3rd will take place at 7 p.m. Moving on, we do not have any board minutes for approval this evening, but we do have a few resolutions, and the first one being for Gerardo Leonard. That's Block 718, lots 50 and 51, commonly known as Mountaintop Road. After having had a chance to review, are there any questions, comments, or changes to the record?
Chairman Vesey, just to be clear, there were two iterations of that resolution distributed. It's the second one, just so everyone had the correct one that's being adopted. So just to confirm that everyone received the revised resolution today.
Yeah, there's some edits that were made in connection with, once the applicant had a chance to look at it, but they looked good to me, consistent with the record, and Catherine also reviewed and said that everything was, kosher.
Okay. But just to clarify, this is the copy that we received electronically today?
Copy you have before you.
Before, okay, very good, okay. If there are no questions, comments, or changes, could I take a motion to adopt said resolution? Yes, Mr. Chowdhury?
Second.
I'll need a second. That's Mr. Magura.
Mr. Chowdhury, I show as absent from the 10-1 hearing, so he would not be able to make the motion.
Okay, motion rescinded. I'll need a primary motion. That's Mr. Wang.
Mr. Wang, I have you as absent at 7:16. If I might, I will read into the record who's eligible to vote.
Very good, absolutely.
That would be best.
Yeah,
There we go, okay.
Alessio,
yep.
Mr. Pappas, Mr. Magora, of those present anyway. And that's it.
Okay,
Mr. Pappas, Mr. Magora, Chairman Vessio.
very
I
good.
thought I was not eligible because I voted no.
I apologize, yes.
So that leaves Mr. Magura as being president, and who else?
You.
And myself.
I only need one.
Okay. Very good. Well, I'll retract Mr. Wang's motion. I'll take a new primary motion.
Oh, I'll go from second to first.
That'll be Mr. Magura,
You'll second?
you're
and I'll
seconding
second it.
Mr. Magora? For the vote?
Yes.
Chairman Vessio.
Yes. I don't think we've
I
ever
think
seen one of those.
I think that's the skinniest margin I've seen in 25 years of doing it.
Look at that.
Wow.
Do you recall which one that was? or- Got through that one, okay. Okay, next up, we have a resolution for the Planning Board of the Township of Bridgewater recommending the Township Council the property known as Block 221, lots 102, 103, 104, 201, be designated as an area in need of redevelopment, commonly known as the, let's see
It's
here.
the gray mark.
That's the gray mark building on Route 22, okay. Any questions, comments? Any changes to the record?
I'll move the resolution.
That's Mr. Pappas, and I'll need a second. That's Mr. Chowdhury. I saw his hand up first here. And I'll take a roll call, please.
Chairman Vessio.
Yes.
Mr. Pappas.
Yes.
Mr. Magora.
Yes.
Mr. Wang.
Yes.
Sorry. Mr. Banga.
Yes.
Ms. Hardawich.
Yes.
Mr. Chowdhury.
And moving along to our last resolution here, we do have a resolution for the Planning Board, Township of Bridgewater, ratifying and authorizing the award of a contract for professional service to Catherine Sarmad, our professional planner here in Bridgewater. Ms. Probst, would you like to give it a little background?
Ms. Sarmad separated from service with Harbor Consulting, and we are retaining her through the end of the year. So we need to adopt a resolution memorializing her appointment under her new firm.
So this resolution will have her up until December 31st of 2024. Okay. Any questions or comments?
I assume we will have to review this again in January?
I believe we will have to do this again during our reorg, correct? Yeah. Who would like to make that motion?
I'll motion.
That's Ms. Chardowitz. I'll take a second, please.
I second.
That's Mr. Wang. Could I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Vessio.
Yes.
Mr. Pappas.
Yes.
Mr. Magora.
Yes.
Mr. Wang.
Yes.
Mr. Banga.
Yes.
Ms. Chardowich.
Yes.
And Mr. Chowdhury.
Very good. Best of luck to Ms. Sarmad. Moving along, I don't believe that we had any of the other items for the evening. I do thank everybody for showing up this evening. Ms. Probst, anything on the calendar that we would like to discuss?
No, next, on 12/3, we have RI Heritage, and then we have the Chick-fil-A continuation,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the Haas application. So on the 3rd, that will be a busy meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Warn your spouses accordingly.
And once again,
Yeah.
that's correct.
12/3.
How's the 17th look, or would that accommodate anything we wouldn't be able to accommodate on the 3rd?
That open the event that we have to
Would you be likely if all three of those move forward?
So if we don't finish Chick-fil-A and RI Heritage, they default to the 17th.
17th.
Is Haas going to be in position to move forward?
I haven't heard any, received confirmation of anything to the contrary at this point.
Okay.
They renoticed, so they are,
Oh, okay.
they're eligible to
And they're going.
proceed. It's just whether they would be reached. At this point, I believe
Right.
we have to work out the order, but
Okay. That leaves.
that being said, though, there was an escrow deficiency that needed to be addressed. So if that's not addressed by then that would be a no.
Okay, so that's 12/3 and 12/17, and following those dates, that would be January for the reorganization.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's January 7th at 7 PM. I don't see any need to schedule any hearings for that evening, so it should just be reorg.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
I did have a question, if I may. So this board has seen a few redevelopment applications. I'm just curious if we know if there's any other applications coming through. One of the areas that comes to mind is the Tectonic, which I believe was purchased most recently. And I believe that lot has been vacant for quite some time.
Nothing to my knowledge that's come before the planning department unless our secretary.
Applications
Route
that
22.
are in the queue.
North Branch,
Okay.
Branchburg.
To them because I haven't had an opportunity to review them.
Right.
They're not even on my spreadsheet yet.
Okay.
So I can touch base with Wendy on Friday when I have an opportunity to review what's come in
Mhm.
and let you know if any of those two new, one is definitely not that. The other one is, they're fresh, so I haven't had a chance to look at them yet.
Thank you.
So if you touch base Friday, I'll let you know if anything's there. I also have a working spreadsheet that has the list of what's in the queue, so I can send that out.
Thank you, Nancy.
And also, like any new referral to determine whether something's an area in need of redevelopment, which is what we've had, like 3 or 4 of those in the past year, that would have to come as a referral from the township council. So it's not something that, like the property owner or developer could just come and come to us.
Sure.
Come to the council.
Right.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Peck.
And then just the other item around the master plan. So I know we haven't really actively discussed that.
Right.
But I'm just curious where we are with that.
I can just give you one update. The Township Council will be entertaining a resolution at their December 5th meeting to engage Catherine Sarmed in finalizing the master plan. So that was primary reason for the delay is her transition.
Will we get a preview of that, Mr. Papa?
Yeah, this is just, yes, of course. This is to engage her so she can, you will have shared with you the input that the public had provided that's being put together now, raw copies or actual copies of the documents that the public had in their participation. That's actually been prepared electronically. It's going to be forwarded to the board. And then she will be working on a draft that, of course, the board would get and determine if you like it as it is or can change it. So she will likely be able to give you a timeline, probably maybe next month.
Thank you for that,
Appreciate
Mr.
it.
Lopez. Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Banga, and I'll take a second, please. That's Mr. Chowdhury. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
here in Clinton Township a lot, which is busy. Actually, their zoning board, which is very busy. Like, they'll have like 3 applications, and they have the same thing, where they start at 7, and they have a hard stop at 10. Like, they'll cut you off mid-sentence. But what they'll do is just say, you each have an hour. And then, if you don't finish, you get rescheduled. Sometimes you're coming back, it's not for like 3 months. That's one way, other